All right, welcome once again. I am G. He is J. We are here. We're a sense of shock. That PS sense of shock. We're giving you some good vibes this day. For PlayStation has announced so many cool things, and we've actually acquired something as well. The purple PS5 Dualsense controller. All about our sense of shock. So we're going to give you some of our thoughts on it. I'm going to unbox mine. Jay will unbox his as well. Give your feedback on that. That's good. Also, we've got to talk about the PlayStation or PSVR 2. Definitely something different that they've done. I'm intrigued to see how that's going to go. More in the games as well. But what you been playing lately?
So I did pick up Horizon finally.
Ooh.
Day after our last video, I picked it up, so I've been playing that. Mix of that, and of course, friends playing Rocket League and all that fun stuff. But been really diving into Horizon finally, getting a taste of that. Just having a blast, taking it all in all its beautiful glory.
So good.
Yes, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun so far. So
coming up on almost on a week of the game being out. And of course, I've been streaming it, and it's been a feat to go through. It's not holding your hand, which is one thing I've been proclaiming. It's something that if you're new to the franchise, cool. If you're a veteran, cool. What it's doing is in the beginning, it gives you the story, just like I said, of what happened in Zero Dawn, and then boom, puts you right in Forbidden West. If you've played it like I have, it's like, all right, cool. But, enjoy it for what it is. I don't think it's too overwhelming of a game to where you just get lost and I don't know what to do. Now, it is a game that I feel that if you take at least 6 months off, then you'll forget what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
If you're just like, oh, I want to play Elden Ring, or I want to play Destiny, The Witch Queen, then you go back to Horizon, you're like, all right, what am I supposed to do? I think I'm supposed to do something else. But it's really a game that it wants you to go through. And I feel a lot of games make you want to go through it instead of trudging and making it such a chore to play the game, to beat the game, to understand the game, to have conversation about the game. For myself, I've been enduring through the Life is Strange Remastered series. Life is Strange originally came out on the PlayStation 3. They had Before the Storm, which is kind of happening before the all events of Life is Strange. There's Life is Strange 2. Then True Colors came out last year. Relatively giving you a concept of Before the Storm is Chloe, which is the main character that you're using in that one. She meets up with a girl named Rachel Amber. Both side walks of life. One's a rebel, which is Chloe. Rachel Amber is a kind of goody two shoes. She can do no wrong. All that. You guys go on an adventure. Madness ensues. She finds out things that happen. Rachel Amber finds out things that happen. You as Chloe trying to kind of console her. And then madness just happens. A huge fire happens. Forest fire. And then you guys kind of just part ways in a sense. Then the standard Life is Strange, which came out before the Storm, but Life is Strange is Max, which is your main character. You meet up with Chloe. You guys used to be childhood friends. Chloe's dad died years before, so that's what kind of caused that teenage angst. But Max is one that can rewind time, so you're using her to kind of shift events in just this week's time span, which makes the game last forever. But you're going through alternate realities and trying to make things right, and you have decisions to make. Every butterfly decision you make can affect something that happens later with someone or even in the game. So it's not a bad play, but it's glitchy. It's glitchy. I'm sitting there as Max, and she's just like and I'm like,
Stop.
They're just talking. Why is she just moving so much? I'm just talking. So it was much of a chore. I already knew what the story was by playing it previously. Definitely got that double plat. And it was okay. It was good. I don't think it's one I would recommend. I would have somebody watch. But that's if you like those type of decision-based games. And if there was a game, since I was so turned off on how glitchy it was, I would strongly advise Detroit Become Human. Like, that game is phenomenal. PlayStation 4 game that came out in May of 2018. And really good playthrough. So, done those two. Put down the Sifu. Did a little bit on Sifu last week with you. And then, like I said, Horizon has been taking all of my joy. Now, when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge comes out, please believe I will tell you. I will preach that to the cows come home. I'm really excited for that. But yeah, other than that, that's really what I'm excited for. Anything that you're excited for coming out?
You already know.
I know.
You already know. I mean, really, the only thing that I'm building true excitement for that is supposed to come out this year, of course, is God of War Ragnarok. You know, just trying to patiently wait for that
date.
Even though I want it.
There's just all we really need is a date. Once you have a definitive release date, then that makes things so much easier on acquiring and make it a reality at the same time. Right now, it's just fictitiously 2022, and that's nice. I'll take a year, but that pushes them into the category of like Horizon Forbidden West, where that was respectfully delayed due to crunch. They didn't want to just ram it into October, November of last year, and that's why there was such a drought of gaming technically towards the tail end of last year. You had a lot of third-party support, but nothing really first-party. You had Deathloop, which came out in September, and that technically is Bethesda, so it'll be on Xbox, which will be sometime this year. But Sony didn't have anything concrete, and with Xbox talking about Forza Horizon 5. Yeah, I was like 4 already came out. 5 in Mexico. You had your Halo Infinite as well. They already had 2 pillars from their catalog that they were just like, hey, these are coming out on Xbox. It's a place to play. And a lot of people were happy. When the PlayStation realm, there wasn't really much. You're just kind of trudging through your Call of Duties, your DLC of previous games, but nothing concrete per se.
I'm also looking forward to, it just popped in my head because I remember I had it pre-ordered, Lego Skywalker Saga. Because, Star Wars.
Right, yeah. I mean, I play
and Lego. The Lego games are always fun.
It's really intricate, especially when they showed a true breakdown of that game. Because I remember at A3 of 2019, it was nice. I mean, you had the voice actors play through, but that was more kind of giving a little bit of like hope to original trilogy, and then it just feels like they kind of just scrapped that and just did the voiceovers or the moniker sim voices that they have in it. And maybe they just took that out in order to work on the combat, because the combat looks really nice in it. I do like how they're making you choose a trilogy. Like, you just can't pick episode 8, or you can't pick episode 3, or you can't pick which is the best one, episode 5. You have to start off with one of the trilogies, whether the prequel, the original, or that one.
The Disney one.
The Disney
one.
The Disney Plus one.
The Disney one.
Which asks the question, which one will you go with? Because, I mean, you have to play it in succession of, 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6, or...
I mean, realistically, because, of course, my cousin Brandon's getting it as well. And, of course, I've got the multiplayer functionality in there. So we're super excited to play it together, because both him and I are huge Star Wars fans. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We'll have to see which one argues for which one more and harder. Definitely not the Disney ones. Won't start with that one first.
Right. Which gives you one or two options.
One or two options, yeah.
Because I would personally like to play 4, 5, and 6 because I want to see how it compares against the original trilogy that came out on PS2 and Xbox and GameCube. While ago. So I want to see how that plays out. I remember playing the Hoth level. I guess that was 6?
But
really? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's where Luke has to
cut open the wall. Yeah.
And sleep in it. Yeah.
So Lego did a great job in just making it goofy, but having so many battles in that and playing with somebody, the screen just splits. Because normally it's just like all there, and then once another character that's playing with you, once they pan away, then the screen splits if you haven't played. And it just becomes nerve-wracking because you're like, all right, we have to go here. That person just la 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 la. And you're like, get over here.
They're trying to go for that golden stud, and you're like, hey.
Yeah, you can do that on your own time. Not right now. We got to battle. We have to fight. It's not the time.
Darth Vader's on his way. I'm going to need you to get over here. Yes. Please.
He's mad about the Death Star.
You got mad we blew it up once, but we want to do it twice.
Right.
So hurry up.
So you said you're not sure which...
I'm not sure. Part of me, of course, yeah, I can partly agree with the 4, 5, 6, just because that's the way the movies came out, of course. So to play them in order, the movies would be nice. But I also would like to do the prequels because while I agree 5 was Empire Strikes Back is hands down best one of the 9 mainline Star Wars movies. I really enjoy 3, Revenge of the Sith. It's just really fun, especially the whole battle between Anakin and Obi-Wan. Probably one of the best lightsaber duels we got in any Star Wars movie show, whether it be the main saga or the other 2. It's only 2 films they did, I think. Rogue One and Solo, I think, are the only movies outside of the main.
Everything else is Disney Plus.
Yeah, so I would like to do that just because 3 is really fun. It was my favorite movie. That was the one that got me into Star Wars. I had never cared about Star Wars. I was over at a family member's house years back, I guess, when it first came out on DVD. Never seen Star Wars, and they were watching that one, and I was like, no, I don't want to watch it. I'm going to go over here, and I'm a little kid. I'm like, I'm going to play with my action figures, and then found myself just staring at the screen and fell in love with Star Wars since then. So I just don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. 4, 5, and 6. I mean, I love 3. I remember, watching episode 1 and episode 3 in the theater. I didn't care for 2 because it came out when Spider-Man 2 came out. Something came out when...
Spider-Man 2 was 2004, I think.
I want to say that they came out at the same time, around the same time. Yeah. And so it was like, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's not even a question. And then somebody pretended to spoil it for me because I didn't care. And they were like, oh, Yoda and Doku were fighting. I was like, that's nice, but Spider-Man was fighting Doc Ock. Get on my level. But I remember I had a friend, he came over, and he had brought the VHS tapes way back, if you will, of 4, 5, and 6. And I'm telling you, I just sat there and I just watched it. I remember like it was super early in the morning, and when I finished, it was like evening-esque, almost nighttime. And then I was like, oh, wow, I can't believe it's dark outside. And I was just so engulfed in watching that whole series and watching in succession as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, and that's what I love about the Lego games, preferably the Lego Star Wars games, is because at least you have a weapon. As opposed most Lego games, you're just fighting with your brick fist and everything. At least with a lightsaber, you're just watching as it has the sound effects, but also like an enemy's arm will fall off because you just sliced it like that. I did not care for the pod racing at all.
No.
That's why I didn't really care for the episode 1 and the. You had the original Lego Star Wars, the original trilogy. Then you had something else, Lego Star Wars, and then they were like, "Let's put it together for the complete
saga."
Yeah, what was it?
And
called?
now they're doing it.
What
again.
was it? What was it called before? What was episode 1, 2, and 3? What was that called? Just Lego Star Wars?
I think so. I think it did like how Harry Potter did, where it would just say Lego Harry Potter years 1 through 4.
It didn't say that.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
like it would say like episodes 1, 2, 3, or maybe it said prequel trilogy.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't think it said something weird. Maybe
I'm
it just
pretty
said
sure
Lego
I
Star Wars.
first played it whenever they just came out with
Which is good for you.
the complete.
Yeah. Which is great for you because that's awesome. But for other folks, we're just like, this is confusing. What do you mean? And then Complete Saga came out. I was like, all right, cool. I know I'm getting everything. And then Force Awakens came out by itself. And then they missed an opportunity with The Last Jedi, which would have made sense to have the Praetorian Guard fight. Right.
Well, I think they didn't do.
They didn't do 8.
I know they didn't. I think their reasoning was they had already came out with the idea to do the complete
that makes sense.
the whole Skywalker thing. So instead of wasting time to make 2 more games, they were just like, hey, let's just go ahead and do it all. And then give them all out to you. Because then, if you made the next 2 movies, you'd have to remaster the complete saga again. So they were just kind of like, you know what?
Do a discount. Like, hey, you already have
True.
8 and 9. If you have it digitally, you get a discount on these. And each episode you have a discount more. That would make sense, but whatever. It's cool. It's
whatever.
It's money be thrown at. It's gonna be a fun time. So with that being said, we are diving into the next snippet, which is the PlayStation DualSense wireless controller. It is that grape purple, if you will, like a Kool-Aid grape purple. I know it has a funky name. I feel like it has Galactic Purple.
Galactic Purple, yeah.
Is what it is called.
Yeah.
The contents are as follows: DualSense wireless controller, Galactic Purple, and instruction manual. So we're just gonna go ahead and get into this beautiful goodness. I shouldn't have done that. And we're just gonna go ahead and open that up. Open that flap right there. Move your little peg hook, if you will. Get into there.
That was pointless because they were on the bottom shelf. Got them.
So we just got these today. I feel that they came out on yesterday. But the funny thing is that yesterday was 22nd as to where I think they're supposed to come up 21st. But yes.
So what I had seen was they were exclusive to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like, website.
Correct.
Until what I had thought I saw was February 11th. But no one had ever had them.
Nobody.
So.
Maybe shipping.
But,
concern.
Nonetheless, they're here. And we have them.
We do have them in possession.
Yes.
Locally, if you will.
Locally, yeah.
Instruction manual of the DualSense wireless controller.
I know how to use it.
Manente de Jus sans fil DualSense.
I know how to use a controller.
Just put that over there. And then we'll just dive right into it. So at first feel, it feels great. Way on the back. I guess you can't get really close. I can get close. I'll get up close. Let's just see what this is about. And then we just turn it just a bit. Boop. There's the back right there. And we've got your top. So, really nice. It feels new, of course, as usual.
Of course.
Must sync it up to your system. so it can get an update.
USB-C.
USB-C. Hook it up to your console, preferably the PlayStation 5. The funny thing is that I feel that this would work on the PlayStation 4.
You would think.
Well, here's why I say that. Went to my brother's house last year, and he's playing his PS4. Nope, he's playing his PS3, but using his PS4 controller via USB-C. Because I don't know what happened to his PS3 controller. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, how are you playing this game? And he's just like, yeah, we're just doing this and that. And I don't think that the touchpad works, which makes sense. So, of course, I have multiple PS3 controllers. And I was like, here, it's red. You like red. Here you go. Don't be trying to use your PS4 controller. And it just, he needs to play it wireless. Because that's just what they train us to do. Like, you give us wireless, so we're going to use wireless. When it's wired, then, we're forced. So it makes me think certain things are backwards compatible. Like, this should work on the PS4, and the PS4, which I've seen, works on the PS3. PS2 works on PS1. Makes sense. It's just that when you flip that script the other way around, you can't use PS3 controller on PS4, and then vice versa, PS4.
But you can use the 4 on the 5. You just don't get the haptics and all that. But what also is funny, when the PS5 first came out and people were getting their hands on it, they were finding they were able to make the 5 controller work on a PS3.
Oof.
But it would not work on the 4.
Interesting.
Which makes no sense, but
it is what it is.
It is what it is. And
support.
And speaking on the controllers, one of my favorite thing about the PS5 controllers, outside of course the haptics and the adaptive triggers, is if you've never held a PS5 controller, it has texture on the back. And the cool thing about the texture is if you're able to get in real close and look, sometimes you might have to get like a magnifying glass or something. The texture is made of little engravings of the triangle, circle, X, and square buttons on the back to give that
complete
grip,
feel.
I guess,
Complete
to
feel.
give that little grip to help you hold it in your hands better. And I love that. And it's also on the inside of the panels
of the PS5.
On the side plates of the PS5. That's just I think it's just really cool. It's just a cool little Easter egg, if you will, because you feel it, and really you just kind of look at it and you're just like, oh, little grooves. Okay, whatever. That's just one of my favorite things about it. And this purple just looks so nice.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like a controller, which is good. I've been always trying to figure out why, the Switch, if you will, has the Rumble HD that they feature, and it has the gyro sensing as well. An IR reader as well, the Amiibo reader as well for the AR cards or Amiibos. So they put a lot into their Joy-Cons. They did it kind of with the Switch Pro controller. So with your PS5, they were like, all right, we got the touchpad, we got the haptic feedback, we got the gyro for moving as well, the triggers as well. But your Xbox doesn't have any like intricate features aside from just a standard rumble feature in it. And it's interesting that they haven't adapted anything or gone extra into, not really gimmick, but more features, enhance the features, give you that 4D mindset and gameplay when you're playing that the Switch and your PlayStation would give. Nothing wrong against the Xbox, I just wish they would be more innovative.
Or my thing, just put in an internal battery in. Why are we still using AA batteries?
I don't have the answer.
Maybe
saying. There's a deal with Duracell for like the end of time to where they are just like, hey, we have this partnership with Duracell. And they give them to you, which is nice. I mean, I'm glad it's not because
set.
But it's better than nothing. Because back in the day, on Christmas morning, and you're opening up your present, and it needs batteries, and it says batteries not included. This is not a joke, and there are no batteries in the house. Or even if you got a Game Boy, and you're like, hey, these don't come with batteries. I need to get some batteries. So you go to your local remote control that's in the living room, take those out. That's only 2. The Game Boy needs 4.
Or it's AAA and you didn't know.
AAA.
You take the back off and you're like, oh, great. Cool.
It's really that. So I'm glad that certain developers are making things accessible. I mean, yes, this doesn't come with the micro USB-C cable, but I mean, you eventually have one with your PlayStation. If you don't have a PlayStation 5, then that's troublesome as it is, but we got one. So, going on to what we don't have is the PlayStation PSVR 2, if you will. I was going to grab mine over there. I don't know if I need to for this, but they've definitely changed the game and making it a little bit like an Oculus Quest. The way the controls are, it mostly like kind of fits around your hand. Which looks nice, so you can use the analogs. If you can reminisce of the PlayStation 3, you had the PlayStation Move controller, but also you had the PS Move Navigator. It had an analog, kind of like the Wii Nunchuck. Kind of like that. So I like that they kind of incorporated that analog in this. Then the PlayStation VR 2 headset looks sleek like the PlayStation 5, gives you that white, because I don't think they're going to go with different colors. I think they're just going to be like, hey, be happy what you get. It's supposed to have that 3D. It's supposed to have some vents as well in it as well, so it'll be able to breathe easier. Sometimes if you're playing for a long period of time and you're breathing in it, that could easily fog up the lens as well. Or sometimes your face may mesh up against the lens inside of it as you're taking it off, so your skin will rub up against it and then it'll just look foggy on the next playthrough. And I mean, we have Horizon Call of the Mountain, which is, I mean, it's made not by Guerrilla Games, but a company that's working with Guerrilla Games. They can bring Aloy to the game and give you a full feel of it. I think there's like rumble features in the visor as well, to make you feel like you're going up against certain things.
They're putting in the eye tracking, which I'm not certain how that works yet. They've really just kind of showed off the specs and things more so. They haven't really broke it down as to what each thing's really going to do. But it's got that eye tracking movement, so I'm excited to see how that's going to work. Whether if that means like when you move your eye, if it's actually going to like do that when whatever you're playing. Because on the current one, of course, you have to like turn your head to actually look somewhere else. So that'd be cool if you could actually just like look around and the game actually move with you. They've got the from the thing that I saw, it's the highest resolution of any VR system per eye as well. And I think it's OLED too is what they're putting in the eye, as to where the Oculus and the Valve, I believe, they just do like the LCD and stuff like that.
Because I know that the Oculus Quest, it had the... And I don't know if they're trying to change the name for Oculus. I feel like they're trying to change the name, but that's neither here nor there. It's supposed to be 2K per each eye. 2K vision per each eye. So technically you get a 4K look to it. But then they had to do a recall on it because there was a lot of rash issues that were happening or irritation of it being right there. So they had to change it out. Then it gave you a purple type of inner silicone piece to go once you have it on, and then now that's out in the wild and everybody can purchase it. I really am intrigued to see what is going to happen, because I want to see if they're going to be like, hey, if you have the PlayStation VR and if you got the cable, you can play that on the PS5, but you can't play it like full in this. Like it's a lower definition. I don't know if they'd be like, we scrap that, that was fun, but now we have the next best thing, or if they're going to incorporate that as well. I do like how they have the cable one cord, because that will, which they're not talking about it, it's going to allow mirror mode. So you'll be able to see what's on the TV. Just like if you're playing the VR, then I'm able to see on the TV what you're looking at, because that's what the original PlayStation VR brought to the table. I would like them to really bring a lot of high-def characters into this world, with Aloy starting off already, but Joel or Ellie from Last of Us, bring Kratos, bring Spider-Man. They have such a plateau with so many options with Spider-Man, or even Miles Morales, be that as it may, to really hype up the next game. Because when the movies came out, when it was Homecoming, you had the Spider-Man Homecoming VR, and that was a free demo, but it felt like a game. You can easily do something like that, or even if you want to do like they did Far From Home, and they had the Far From Home VR experience, and that felt like even a longer game as well. And that was free. So knowing what they can do with Spider-Man, mostly a Sony property, they can easily incorporate, the Marvel Insomniac Spider-Man and make it an actual make an actual game into that. But not make it like the Batman Arkham VR, because that was hot trash. Hot trash for trash. For $20, you can play Batman for about 10 minutes. Don't on the cape and cowl and be Batman and solve detective crimes, and then game over. It's like, I spent how much on this? Should have been a free game, but that's just me. So that's what I would like to see in the VR. I would like for them to market this well.
Price point's going to be important.
Price point's going to be important. Game catalog is going to be extremely important. Are they going to do like with NBA VR experience? That was like a separate game piece, and you were able to do your 3-point challenge. You really
like an All-Star Weekend, sort of.
Mm-hmm. Are they going to be like, hey, you can play your current NBA game, but also we have this partnered up with it as well? So are they going to mesh together like Call of Duty Infinite Warfare? They had the game of Infinite Warfare, then they had the remaster Call of Duty 4, and then they had Jackal Assault, which was the VR version of it. That was VR, yeah, it was VR. Are they going to incorporate all that together? Well, will the PlayStation PSVR 2 incorporate all of that, like the next Call of Duty, to have that, like, hey, here's Warzone 2, here's 2022's Modern Warfare sequel, and a VR experience as well? Or are they just going to start trying to sell VR games solely by themselves? I don't know which route they would want to go, but there are people that, yes, they're going to want it. Then there's going to be people that are going to scalp it. It's just the reality of today's society. And what games? Because you don't want it to be like, hey, I've got the VR, but I don't have anything to play.
You don't want to launch it with nothing.
Right.
Because no one's going to buy it.
Nobody's going to buy it. And you want it to be intriguing. Like hopefully, Sobi? No. Is it a Sobi? What's that made? Astrobot.
I think so.
Yeah. Just give us another one. Give us, like, itching. Because Rescue Bot was nice, but Astro's Playroom was just godlike. It was so good. So hopefully they could be like, hey, we know that Astrobot Playroom was a big success. Here's the VR version of Astrobot, like you played on the original PlayStation VR. We're bringing the sequel out with Rescue Mission. And I would like that. But we'll see what happens. What are your thoughts about the PSVR 2?
I'm excited about it. I also have the PSVR myself at my house. Tons of fun. Of course, what sold me on it was Beat Saber. So they can at least just bring that over to the VR2, the PSVR 2. I'll be all right. Like you, I'm excited about going down to the one cord. Although I would like to eventually see like a Bluetooth model. Kind of like how the Oculus Quest is. Well, it's not Bluetooth; it's just wireless. But I would like to see a wireless model, maybe at some point. But I'm perfectly okay with just the one cord because the 3 that the first one is gets a little crazy,
monotonous.
Yeah. I feel like I can't move anything, so I'm just gonna start yanking stuff out the wall. I'm excited for it. Excited to see the games or experiences, whatnot, like the Horizon thing coming out. I'm excited for just more and better immersion. So whether or not it has to be a game or just kind of like a virtual tour of something, like what you were talking about, the Horizon and the other things coming out. Like, one thing that popped in my mind was just how vibrant and colorful it was playing this game last summer. I think it'd be really cool to see those colors from Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, in there. Be up in there, as opposed to just watching it on your screen. I think it'd be really cool. Just the way they did the graphics. Like I said, the colors were so vibrant. I feel like doing one of those little rift pools would be really cool in VR. Things like Nefarious City or whatever. I feel like that would just look really cool.
Yeah. Because that neon look to it.
And it's got the cars that are flying and stuff like that. I just think that would be really cool to see.
So it was its own ecosystem in Nefarious City. I can't remember what it was.
Whatever it was.
I don't remember it's Club Nefarious. But, but with the taxis going, and it was its own ecosystem as you were entering into it. So you were exploring this whole world, even though it was already living its own vibrant self. So seeing, taxi cabs go here and there, seeing people wait for, the taxi cabs, seeing people walking through the environment, just living this high society. I guess it would be a high society life because there is a poor podunk version of some of the levels that you go to in Rift Apart that are just desolate. But seeing just that city coming to life.
And then you have things being thrown in from other dimensions because they broke the Dimensionator. So you're sitting there, when you're flying through, when you first get launched into Nefarious City, and then you're kind of falling, and then that big dragon thing comes out of another portal, and you're like, oh, okay,
that's a thing. And then you see the pirates as well.
Yep,
that was cool.
So I think that'd be a cool world to explore. Potentially in a VR setting. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see what they do with it. I trust them. They know what they're doing.
I feel it'll be this year, holiday of this year. It'd make perfect sense to have your big IP come out right after God of War as well. You don't really want it to... I would want God of War to come out in September, the end of September. I would want the VR to come out late October, first thing November, right before Black Friday, because you don't want people to be like, hey, can I get a discount on this? It's no. It's a unit. It's no. And, what attachments or what accessories would they really put with it? You would want to have a carrying case. You would want some type of gun peripheral. Because you really would if you're gonna be having this a boxing, maybe they'll do PlayStation Worlds VR 2. That would be good. Because the heist, God, that was fantastic. I was like, this is a game to play as unlocking a safe and then grabbing the whatever it was in the safe and then feigning off against the guys, then doing a high-speed chase, and you're grabbing your gun out of the glove box, and he's like, it's in the glove box, the clip is right there, and you're like, okay, he's like, get it now. Oh, I got it. Okay, let me grab that, let me load the gun. Alright, now shoot. Pow pow. That was crazy. Just like when the Matrix Awakening, when you're doing that high-speed chase as well. And shooting out the tires is oh wow, cool physics. You're actually letting me do certain things of freedom instead of just not working with the environment around you, not being able to blow out the tires because you would want to blow out somebody's tires because that would stop them and that would cause them to smash into the other vehicle. let's see what Ocean's Descent was another one in the PlayStation World VR. You had the Luge, I think it is Luge.
Yeah.
Just
going downhill.
Oh.
Yep.
I have no fear of that, but I can only imagine. I mean, they stop you, which is good, but you're going at 100 miles per hour underneath these trucks and these log trucks, and then if you crash, then they just like stop and like it's not. It doesn't show the. I guess people would probably freak out if they actually really just commenced with the camera. Like have a camera, have it on a skateboard, and just have it go down the streets of San Francisco. And then watch the camera just get demolished and it's recording, and then they put that in the game. That would probably be scary. I can comprehend that. There was the other one, which is like virtual Pong.
Yeah.
That was just...
That was interesting.
That was like, wow.
Yeah.
I don't remember...
The ocean one was fun.
Yeah, Ocean
to
Descent.
Friends
Ocean Descent.
that had no idea about it.
Right.
Because they
great.
just go down in the little
Yep.
cage. And like, oh, this is fun. And then a shark comes out of nowhere and you watch them like fly backwards. And wow, it's great.
So by being just a great storyteller and host that I am, having friends and family come over, I would put the PlayStation VR, and it would be the first game I'd let them play. They're like, oh, I want to see VR. It's cool. This is the first thing you're trying. I want to play Beach. This is the first thing we're doing. So I'd set a chair in front of the TV. Because I was knowledgeable of playing it, so I know what to expect, it was easier to show somebody and have them experience it. So put the PSVR on them, and I'd put headphones on. So granted, I'd make sure everything's good, and it's no handwork that was necessary. No PlayStation Move controllers at all. It was just the visor, looking around. You're descending into the ocean. Shark cage, if you will?
Yeah.
As you're descending, Ocean's Descent, into you're seeing beautiful wildlife of National Geographics almost. Seeing the fishies go by, seeing algae, just seeing all tales of life. Can't say walks of life, but tales of life through the ocean. And then you engage a shark, and the first reaction, because it's like here, and if you haven't tried VR, wow, you definitely need to. Having something like that just be so close to you, your first initial reaction, human reaction, is to move back. Well, because I'm watching this, I already have my feet up against your chair. So you can't really just like move back, because in reality, if you move back, you're going to fall backwards. I know that you're going to fall backwards, and it's like a trust fall, so I know what's going to happen. And the beautiful thing about the PlayStation VR as well is that mirror mode, so I was able to see exactly what was happening. So I knew how to choreograph how you're going to react. I was there every step of the way. And of course, people would kind of mutter, like, it's just like, cool. Calm down. So to have that reaction and be in a still place and know that once you take that visor off after everything that's happened, it's like, wow, this is cool. And then you progress in certain aspects of, not Batman, but Beat Saber, Skyrim, Rise of Tomb Raider is very sickening, because was it an update? I want to say it was an update that they did where they added it in the game, but you had to use your controller, and if you wanted to go over there, then you'd have to guide the arrow, and then once you press it, you would end up over here. And it's so pixelated as well. So the Rise of Tomb Raider was a good game, wasn't great. They were celebrating 20 years of Tomb Raider at that time. And it just, everything was grainy. You were in Croft Manor, it was, and you were exploring different things about your dad, why your mom won't ever know, but trying to see different artifacts and see how his legacy came to be, and then how you became, the Tomb Raider, Lara Croft herself. So I would expect more from the PlayStation PSVR 2, but we'll see what happens. Definitely something that I'm intrigued about, because like I said back before, I'm really intrigued about the catalog. Like, what are they gonna have to really showcase what it can do? And I feel that there have been they probably waited this long, regardless of I'm pretty sure they had the sculpt of it. They just want to make sure they have games to go with it as well. Maybe that's what they're doing. And I feel that everyone has learned from Cyberpunk 2077 to know, hey, we can't just push out a game and then expect it just to sell on merit. Like, we had a game called EA's Anthem, and that was hyped up so much, and look at that. And then Square Enix came out with a game called Outriders, and look where that's at.
Yeah.
And then there was a trashy Marvel game. We won't even go into that. we won't even go into that. We trudged through that game, and it was painful. People were like, "Did you like it?" I was like, "It's a game."
I beat it.
I beat it. Oh no, you should probably try something else. There's 1,000 other games to play. You can even replay Skyrim if you want. Don't play this game.
I would tell you to play Lego Adventures before I would tell you to play this one.
Lego City Undercover. Because at least you
Lego
can
Ninjago. Here you go.
I mean, Ninjago. You can go hard with that. Go hard with that. Yeah. So that's relatively the latest on PlayStation. We gave you our thoughts. We gave you our dislikes, if you will. We don't really hate anything. We just dislike. It's puts a sour taste in the mouth when you talk about certain games. But yeah, that's relatively it. Definitely share, like, subscribe. Put some comments in the comment section as well. Let us know what you like. If there's anything you want us to talk about, we'll definitely be free to venture into that. You can definitely catch me on the twitch.tv Glorious Reason. I'll be streaming all the good stuff. Been recently streaming that Horizon Forbidden West. If you don't want to be spoiled with the gameplay, I understand. Because on March 8th, we got the Doubles Ease 2K22. I'll be really up in the lab, in the locker room, and on the mat, just bouncing off the ropes and cracking some heads. As much as I can. I don't know if I'm just going to try to use a character of my making, or if I'm just going to stick with that. Because the creation suite has always been fun, and then once it became realistic, it became difficult. And I was like, I don't like the character I made. I don't want to make me anymore. I'm just going to use what they have. So yeah, anywhere they can follow or catch up with you?
Not at the moment.
At the moment.
It's work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
Work in progress.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you very much, guys and gals. Until then, we will see you when we see you.